Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello everyone. In this video we'll be covering two topics, tuples and strings. Without further talking, let's start coding. Tuples are data structures that looks exactly like a list. However, there is only one tiny difference between the list and tuples. If you remember in the list video, I mentioned that the content of a list must be of the same type. On the other hand, in tuples, it doesn't matter. So, it can contain elements of any type. Here are some examples of tuples. If we run the application, it runs. However, if it is a list, the application will not even compile. And again, that is because a list expects all the elements to be of a unified type. Now, there are some limitations when it comes to tuples. See, tuples are not an iteratable data structure in Clean. For example, you cannot grab the nth element as we do with a list. So in tuples, we cannot just say this. So the question is, how is this even useful? We can't even get the data stored inside it. Well, if you focus on what I said we can't even iteratively get the elements of a tuple. So we can give a number and expect the element of that number to be returned. Note that Clean already has some predefined functions for tuples with length 2 and 3. And this is an example of a predefined function in Clean called FST, which is a short for first. The function can be used on tuples containing two elements. The FST, or first, will return the first element. We also have another function for tuples containing three elements called FST3. This function returns the first element of the tuple as well. However, Clean does not offer support for tuples containing more elements. Let's say we have a tuple containing 5 elements, then we cannot use Clean pre-built functionalities. We must create our own. Let's create a function which will return the first element. To grab the elements of the tuples, we must define the input of the function to be like this. Now each of these variables, EL1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, will be getting the value of the incoming element in that exact same position. Now this works and looks good, but there is a simple problem with it. What if we change the first element of the tuple from a string to a character, let's say? It will fail. So we need to change the function signature to accept character and outputs character instead of a string. It works again. Now, what if we want to change the first element to be a number instead of a character? Now we have to go through that whole process all over again. So now you see the problem. The function is not general. Thus, we need to generalize the function to accept any type by changing the signature. If we write something that is not a predefined type in Clean, say anything, then Clean will not care much about the incoming type. See, this works fine and all. However, I hate typing a lot. So I will write m instead of anything, and will also change the function signature to be general for all the other elements coming to the function. Remember that what you write does not matter in the function signature as long as it's not a predefined type in Clean. Another tip is that if you don't really care about the specific variables and you'll not even be using them anyways in your code, then you can change their names to underscores. For instance, we will not be using the EL2, 3, 4 and 5, so I will change these variables to underscore instead to tell Clean that we don't really care about these variables at all. This is it about tuples, nothing much about this data structure. It's just a cool way to store different data types in one place. And remember that we cannot iterate over it. We must define our custom function to get the data from it. Now I want to quickly go over some tricks regarding strings. First of all, a string is an array of character in Clean. That's how it's defined inside the language. So anything that we can do with an array of characters, we absolutely can do with a string. We can even use the array comprehension technique from the previous video and apply it to strings. Check this out. I want to remove the O's from a specific string. Given hello, it should return hell. I can quickly use array comprehension to do it. As you see in this example, remove O's is a function which takes an array as an input, which is a string, And we will be using array comprehension. We will filter out the O's and then we will return the characters except the O's. I just wanted to demonstrate that all strings in clean are just array of characters, and you can do even array comprehensions or any array process on them. And this wraps it for the basics of clean. In the next few videos, we'll be going over some tougher aspects about clean. For example, records, classes and instances, abstract data types, trees, so on and so forth. And for that, the next video will be about records. Stay tuned and hopefully I see you there. Thank you for watching. Salam.